Hello, my name is Katia Juca. I am an English teacher and I have specialized in preparing my students for the IELTS exam. I have prepared hundreds of students over the past years and I'm very glad to come here today, invited by KAPLAN, to give you these tips for the IELTS exam. All right, so let's talk today about the listening and the reading. So remember, you will not have much time to answer all the questions. So you want to maximize your time as much as possible. How can you do that? Well, first of all, as soon as you receive the paper, okay, containing the questions for the listening, you will be not given time to read all the questions. But you know that those few seconds while the examiner is setting up the CD, you can already start reading the questions, okay? Of course, you have to wait until he tells you you can open your booklet, but as soon as he says that you can open it, you can start reading the questions and trying to guess what kind of questions what kind of conversation will be played. Okay, so try to read as many questions as you can, so you already have an idea about what it's going to be talked about on the CD. And then as soon as the CD starts playing, you can take notes about the conversation, or if you identify the answer right away, you can mark it in your booklet, okay? If you get stuck in one question, don't panic, okay? Move on to the next one. If you stop in one question to try to figure out the answer, you're gonna miss all the other answers. You're gonna create a domino effect. So don't do that, please, okay? Keep moving, okay? If you are not sure about the one, just take notes about what they are talking about and move on to the next one, okay? And then when you finish listening to the CD, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Those 10 minutes are very, very precious. Okay, this is the only part of the exam, of the IELTS exam, that will give you those 10 extra minutes. Okay, so you're gonna have 30 minutes to listen to the CD. The CD will not be repeated, will be played only once, and then after you finish listening, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers from your booklet to the answer sheet. Okay, so during those 10 minutes, in case there was a question that you were not able to identify the answer, you can use these minutes, okay, to try to figure it out by reading your notes. Okay, all right, okay. Now let's talk about the reading. So the reading, for many people, is considered one of the most difficult part, and I would say that the secret for the reading is time management. You have to make sure that you have practiced enough, okay, you have taken enough pre-tests to master your time. You will only be given 1 hour to read all the texts, and they increase in difficulty as time goes by. So you have to prepare. You cannot just take one pretest. You have to take several. Okay, and I recommend that when you take your pretests, even if you do it at home, that you set an alarm, okay, set it to ring in 1 hour. So if the alarm rings and you haven't finished the reading, if you haven't finished answering the questions for the reading, that's okay. You stop. All right, you stop, and then you calculate your points. So if you get a 5, then you do another pretest. You know, maybe you get a 5.5 the second time. Okay, then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again until you get the score that you want. Okay, and when you get the score that you want, don't go ahead and already book your test. Okay, make sure you make the score that you need consistently. That means you have to take it, you have to take at least 3 pre-tests and have the score you want to achieve. So let's say you need a 7 or a 6.5 to get into college, yeah, and you take, let's suppose, 6 pre-tests, okay, and only in the end, only in the last one, you get a 6.5. So that means you are not ready yet. You need to take 6.5 3 times repeatedly, okay? You have to be consistent. So if you get a, when you finally get a 6.5, let's say your first score is a 5 and you progress, the more you study, the more you progress. When you get 6.5, take more 2. Okay, if you get 6.5 on these other 2, then you are ready to take the exam. Okay, I would go even a little bit further and tell you to try to get a 7, you know, or a 7.5, so you have, you know, a little bit of a comfort zone, you know, in case on the day of the exam you are nervous, in case of you know, there is a little bit of noise in the room, maybe somebody next to you is sneezing, and maybe the air conditioning is making some noise, and it, you know, it kind of takes away your concentration. So if you have that extra point, you know, to work with, you feel more confident and comfortable. Okay, so if you miss one question or another, you know, it's no big deal because you know that at least you get your 6.5. All right? Okay? All right. So one more thing I want to say about the reading. There is a little bit of a difference between the academic and the general. Not for the listening. The listening is the same for both. But for the reading, the academic is a little bit more difficult. Okay, so if you're going to take the academic, make sure you make reading mock tests, reading pre-tests that are for academic, because they are a little bit harder, okay, because it has academic language. Okay, so we talk a lot about research, yeah, and sometimes it can be a little bit tricky in terms of vocabulary. Okay, so try to get used by taking lots of pre-tests. Yeah. What else? As far as time is concerned, try to dedicate about 15 to 20 minutes for each text. And remember, you will not have extra time, okay, to transfer the answers to the answer sheet on the reading. So you need to answer answer the questions, yeah, on your booklet and transfer them. I recommend that you transfer right away. So if you answer the questions for the first article, then transfer the answers right away to our answer sheet. Then go for the second article, transfer the answers to the answer sheet. That way you avoid being caught by surprise, yeah, getting caught by surprise, and I don't know, maybe you will not have enough time to do it, to transfer everything. So that way you guarantee that you have transferred as much as you can. All right? Okay, so I hope these tips have helped you to prepare for the exam. And if you need help, I will be glad to coach you through my online preparation course. Okay, just go to my Facebook page, Katia Juca. It spells K-A-T-I-A-J-U-C-A, and contact me and we will discuss your case. And I have an online course that can help you achieve the score you need. Okay, it has been a pleasure, and bye.